Alright. Survivor Series WarGames. Was a few days late when I was supposed to doing this. By the time you're watching this, it's gonna be super late, as always. But here we are. Survivor Series WarGames. Um, to say that they play it safe by the show will be an understatement because it really was a really newsworthy show. Like, this wasn't like newsworthy show that you can pick apart. Really wasn't much to it. But that doesn't mean it wasn't that bad. I say as a whole, Survivor Series was a consistent good show. So that's where I'm going to declare on that. It was a consistent good show that got better. Kinda had a rocky start, but it progressively got better towards the end. So you can't complain. But I think one of the downsides of this show was like the 5-match card eventually is going to have diminishing returns because it's like you're not really you putting your best effort. You're just doing it just to showing the length of the but and to make the match long, each match long. It's just like I don't know. Especially like talking about not putting your best effort. Like, how the hell was Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens was not on this show? Like, your hottest story going around right now. And I get why they did it to save it for Saturday night's main event, but it's like, come on, you could have put on this show. Good lord. And another thing, while despite Survivor Series WarGames being a good show, WarGames was kinda talking about diminishing returns. WarGames is going to start to feel this way. They have to just put on these matches just to so they can just have their WarGames. And the problem that became with the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, when you do Hell in a Cell every October, there's no value in it anymore. You're just doing it just because it's that time of year. And unfortunately, you can kind of see the cracks starting to fall with the WarGames gimmick. So, yeah, and especially with the opener matches, the women's WarGames. You got Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Stephanie Spider, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae against Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Io Sky, and Naomi. And I kind of shut down once I realized Nia Jax and Bayley were going to start this match. And like, these two women don't have the greatest chemistry. It was specifically proven at both SummerSlam and Bad Blood. And if you watch my reviews today, I wasn't that nearly followed each of those matches. So when you put those two women and started together and started in a match like WarGames, that right there, you lost me. that threw me off to this match because my fucking god, the first half where everyone started coming in, it was painfully poor. Painfully poor. So when everyone started to come in, that was kind of a chore to sit through. But I guess when we started to kick in, that's where things kinda got interesting, but I don't know. I think like Triple EO and Tiffany in the opener spot, that would put the pace of the match a lot better. Instead, you got lifeless like 10 periods of when girls were starting to go in. Like that was, it was pretty much a chore. Once where Ripley got into, it started to pick up a bit, but it really was. This was a painfully mediocre Borderline Bad Warriors, man. And the one cool spot that they had was when EO had the trash can and did a moonsault while Tiffany did her moonsault onto everybody, and each did on everybody. That was cool. But besides that, really wasn't that much to say. And the booking, oh my god. Liv Morgan, this poor woman, was so scared to come out last because Rhea Ripley was in the way. She started to shit herself once she realized she got to go to the match. So that she almost tipped High's tail. And then she grabbed a baseball bat. So that way she can enter the ring with Rhea unscathed. And the rest was the heel stick gang up on Rhea Ripley. It looks like she finally one-upping her. And then Rhea Ripley just powers through it and just beats Liv Morgan, pins her to win the WarGames. Like, so why did they get scared? If you could do this thing, like, oh my god. And as I literally watched it as it happened, I was like, just fucking end it. Like, oh. Like, I know the credibility of like this, of Liv during this, her favorite was gonna be hard to salvage, but if they're going to continue with this, then what's the point of delivering so much? Like, why go through these hoops just to eventually, because we know we're just gonna get her fucking belt back. So why we'll keep delaying with this? Like, come on! The match was not a whole lot to look. It was, again, painfully mediocre, and the booking of the feder was just, come on. Like, really? Jesus Christ. Then the next match for the United States Championship, you got LA Knight defending against this new repackaged Shinsuke Nakamura. Just literally returned on TV, I don't know. Again, like, really was not looking to it. Like, you can tell there's a clash of styles between both, and they did not mesh well. Like Shinsuke Nakamura's wrestling is completely different from LA Knights, and they didn't really mesh well in the ring. It didn't click. You can tell this is a SmackDown because this only had 2 weeks of build, and I'm saying this going there you could have put the WWE Championship match here instead of this. This felt obviously like a SmackDown match. And yeah, and you can tell because the crowd couldn't be bothered with to care about this. Because with Nakamura, it's hard to at the recent years of booking. But they kinda got to the end, and the finish was wow, that was quite a surprise, I must admit, where Shinsuke hit LA Knight with a neck breaker and hit a King Shotshot to win clean and to win the US title. I'm pretty sure how decisive it was. A finisher, and that was it. He didn't use the miss. He didn't do the fairies for what I can see, and he won. And and guys, but guys, don't clap about being disappointed and act like this was the right decision, okay? Let's just think through. Let's just think here. The reason this was considered shock by most people, this was considered a surprise, because not only did they think it wouldn't happen, they didn't think it should have happened. Yeah, you got guys like Andrade and Carmelo Hayes who have been killing every step of the make-up division on SmackDown. They have been killing on every SmackDown for the past few months. Then they lost to LA Knight, only to have LA Knight lost to a guy who has not appeared on SmackDown until this point since he got drafted back in April. And Shinsuke beats LA Knight out of nowhere. Instead of the end of the USA being in a climactic blaze of glory, I don't know, in a triple threat match back in Crown Jewel, this kind of ended like a foreign hurricane. Okay, maybe his run was, maybe LA Knight was starting to run his score, but not like this. Not ending like this. Instead of using the title to really elevate a guy I don't know, a Carmelo Hayes, you just put him back on a guy that you really don't know if they have a long-term viability for him. Especially at his age and how long he has been with the company. I kind of like what they've been doing with his character now, but how long term you gonna gain from doing this? Because if they're not doing anything long term, they're not going to, then this was a complete waste. So yeah, this was an average TV match with a surprise finish that's gonna be pretty questionable to see through the next month. So that's all I got to say. Then the triple threat for the Intercontinental Championship, you got Braun Breaker defending against Louis Kaiser and Sheamus. And wow, this is where the show really started to pick up for me. Like, wow, like this was action packed and full of carnage. Like, this match kicked all kinds of ass. And like Sheamus always claims after his matches, this was a banger. Like, they all had all three really felt they had something to prove in this match, and they deliver on all aspects. Like, this was kind of a standout match for a guy like Louis Kaiser, who has been really grinding since he's been directed his ship away from Imperium stuff to just be on his own, and he's been really killing on his matches, his character, his promos. He's been delivering, and you know what you're gonna get out of Sheamus at this point. He's been the best work in recent. He has done his best work for recent years now. And Breaker, like, he is that dude in the future. Like his explosiveness, his greatness, sort of, he's not like a big guy, but he's a really strong guy. But he's quick, he's agile, and the crowd seems to resonate with him a little bit. Like, wow, and they really had you with the near falls where Sheamus almost winning the Intercontinental title but could never quite get hold. And that crowd really fucking bought it when Sheamus hit the bro kick and they all over guys, and then almost getting for a 3, and then the referee. No, I think it was some Braun Breaker, because I think Louis Kaiser pulled the referee. I think that's why it happened. I'm sure, but yeah, that was great. And the crowd was really into it. And yeah, but Breaker was able to find a way with not one but 2 spears onto Kaiser and down to Sheamus to retain. And a really good to great match. Like, yeah, like this was all great work for all 3 guys. Master, great stuff for three guys. Like, gosh, I can't praise this match. I like if they, like, I like to see, I don't know, Braun Sheamus at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. Have Sheamus winning, hopefully being a Grand Slam champion. Like, yeah, like, this was great triple threat. So the next is for the World Heavyweight Championship, a rematch from SummerSlam. You got Gunther defending his full title against the former El Campeón, Damian Priest. Oh boy, I like this match. I like it a lot. I don't think it was quite as great as the SummerSlam match, but it was still really good. This was still really good. Like, and I like the I kind of like the story of, like, Gunther made a 5-minute match, and it's like he would be really down himself if he can beat Damian here after what happened at SummerSlam, because Gunther really won the world title only because Finn Balor put his foot on the ring ropes and Damien only called him. He saw it, he called Finn, and that cost them the world title. So I like the 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 story of having that self confidence we're gonna he can actually beat Damien on his own, and like it's kind of unusual for Gunther, but you can't have it be unstoppable all the time. But like this, I thought like, okay, this is going to led to Gunther in the end decisively beating Damien for the world title. Like I thought that's what it was all going. And as the match went on, I grew to like they took the time and then it got better, I think. And I thought, okay, I was getting into it. And towards the end, I was getting into, and then Finn Balor attacked Damien Priest again. But only this time Gunther attacks Finn, and Gunther beats up Priest for more and wins the match to retain the world title. I'm like, seriously? We're going to the well with Finn Balor again? After the story they just been telling in the Balor and in this match? Like, I don't know why they did it, so they could set up the triple threat Saturday night's main event. But it's like, come on, like, we've been there, we've done that, we didn't finish. Like, what's the point of doing this again? Again, the match was really good, but I really like it, but again, the finish took me out of it. Like, just another device to continue this, again, drawn out feud between Damien Priest and Finn Balor. Yay! God. This story has to end. But just like, again, with the real live, this has to end, please. Oh, God. So, we finally get to the main event. The men's working with the OG bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jay, Jimmy, the Usos, and Sami Zayn, with CM Punk on the side, against the new bloodline with Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Lola, and with Bronson Reed. Story has been kinda convoluted in the bill. Like, they just keep adding stuff that like really made you think like, was that even like necessary? I thought, but it's almost like it didn't even matter. But what was really going to matter is how well the match came off. And I gotta say, they delivered. They probably over-delivered to what I expected, because wow, like, we seen better, but this was an excellent WarGames match, and like, this had, and they put the right guys in the opener, like Tama and Jay, like two over people in this like match, like and too competent at that, and they really, and as you watch it, they had some fun like it's openly sequence and it was real and the structure was and the pacing was much better than the women's WarGames. Like the way they pace into the how well they build up the story of this. They they deliver with this WarGames. Like it told some nice stories with the dynamic of CM Punk and Roman Reigns teaming together for the first time. And you saw it right through Can They Coexist, and I'm sure this will lead to in their future match eventually. And this was a big spot and I'm really happy for a guy like Bronson who's really has elevated himself with this feud with Seven and now get a pay-per-view main event out of this. Like, you can't get much. Like, I hope it gets much better for him. Even with having to suffer after he get a gigantic spot with him doing the tsunami, or trying to do a tsunami, but pompous Roman. And Bronson just hit himself on the table. So yeah, Jacob Fatu, like looks dangerous as always. I wanna say I gotta get a big shout out to Big Jim, Jimmy Uso. Like, what the hell was this guy at WrestleMania where he kind of stunk up the place with his brother Jay? Yeah, he was moving around, like, doing double team moves, like, doing some new moves, like, kind of whisper the win. Then he did a fucking Uso splash to Jacob Fatu to the table. Holy shit, like, wow. Big Austin, he was one of the MVPs in this. Like, he really shined through this, and you saw how much he was determined to prove. He had something to prove, and my man, Big Jim, you delivered in that aspect. So hats off to you. So yeah, that was great to see, and this was great match. Probably the best WarGames match I've seen WWE. Like main roster wise, like this was easily the best WarGames. Like, and the finish I thought was cool with having the OG bloodline surround Solo Sikoa and Solo like begging for mercy, like real poetic justice for poetic like irony for him having surrounded by the OG bloodline. That was good and satisfying to see after how Solo has been built up in this story. Even if you're not a fan of his work or stuff, or how much it has been pushed, you can kind of tell they've been putting some effort to Solo. And he's starting to come to his own in this role. So this finish worked for me, and he had to be eat by like Super Kids, Saluva Kids, GTS, and then the Spirit to finally end with the OG bloodline standing tall to win men's WarGames. And that shot at the end, as you see in the thumbnail, was all they're standing there upon his ghost slave post. And yeah, that was great. This was a great, excellent WarGames match. And really, with all the time that they devoted to this was really going to make or break this show for me with how they put everything on the show on the back on this, and they deliver. So in that aspect, Survivor Series end up delivering. It had a rocky start, but then it got better, and the end they delivered with a great, like I said, great, excellent WarGames match. WarGames match, that's it. So, yeah, while I wasn't a fan of the Women's WarGames or LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, I thought the Triple Threat was really fun. I liked the World title match despite the finish, and I really enjoyed the men's WarGames. So, yeah, so that's it for Survivor Series WarGames. Like this video if you haven't. Subscribe. Tell me what you thought about Survivor Series WarGames down in the comment section below. And as always, I'm Jason Maenius, and I approve this message.